Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us for tonight's RTC TV4 coverage as the Caston Comets play host to the Argos Dragons. I'm Blair Zimmerman. Co-hosting with me tonight at the table is Aubrey Degg. Welcome, Aubrey. Good to have you.
It's good to be here, Blair.
And on camera tonight, we have Allie Weezy. You might recognize that name. Allie's done some commentating for us, and she, too, is a Varsity Lady Comet. And Gavin's not able to be here, and also Taylor is not able to be here tonight. So we gave Allie a crash course in the camera work, and I think she's got it. She looks confident. Oh, yes, their starting lineup. So for Argos Dragons, we have number 35, Owen Nifong. Number 11, Ian Kindig. I'm going to ruin these names. If you're an Argos fan and watching, I'm so sorry. And they've gone back in huddle. I missed the rest. I'm on it tonight. Well, we've got our comments coming up. All right, we've got number 4, Luke Lau. Number 12, Cam Klein. Number 22, Jesse Rock Wolf. Number 13, Hunter Shanlob. And number 33, Mike Granz. Now, I'm excited to see what these guys are able to bring tonight. They've brought a lot of energy this season. And we just watched the JV Comets pull out a fairly commanding 10-point win over the JV Dragons. That said, John Harrell Stats does have it forecasted an Argos victory tonight, 59-33. So they definitely have a commanding advantage in the season stats. They're 12-4, where Caston's sitting at 3-10. Caston's still trying to come together. I think they're really working as a cohesive unit, but they're coming into this equal importance thing where they've been in years past, I think, used to relying on one or two players, and so it's just kind of a second year. Coach Davis's second year with the Varsity Comets, and they're still working into his program, I think, and they're doing well with it, but they're still making it their own.
And this is like the first year that I've heard that majority of the players actually like the coach and everyone has been getting along and playing team ball.
Oh,
so,
absolutely.
That's like a big part of it.
Yeah, we know the importance from cross-country season of having that cohesive team attitude, because it just takes one bad actor in a group, and all of a sudden nobody wants to be there. Yeah,
that's the hard part about team sports is if one person doesn't want to be there, then no one wants to be there, and then it just carries on from person to person.
Absolutely. Well, Shanlob looks fairly evenly matched there against number 11, Ian Kindig. Kindig gets the tip, almost goes out of bounds. Argos will open up with possession.
I don't even think Shane Law touched the ball in that one.
I don't think so. This Dragons team, very, very good team. And I think part of that comes from the fact that Argos is a soccer school in the fall, and that really carries over well. Nice rebound there by Hunter Shanlob. Soccer carries over well to the basketball court.
Yeah, it just gets everyone in shape and everyone ready, and it gets more kids focused on basketball, because a lot of our kids, they don't really play football, but a lot of them play soccer, so they're not really focused in on basketball season when it comes around.
Right.
But for them, that's what they're getting ready for.
Right. Mike Granz with the score there. Comets drawing first blood in this matchup. Just under a minute gone in the first, and we'll have a foul here called on Cam Klein. That's his first, team first, and that dubious honor of game first.
It's always kind of nerve-wracking getting the first foul of the game, because especially this soon in the game. I mean, we're only a minute in, and he's already got one on him.
Somebody's got to get that first foul, though. Might as well get it out of the way. Almost a missed pass there on the part of Sam Manikowski. I'm going to butcher these names. That was a nice fake there on part Lucas Vanderweel.
Mike Rance just soared right over him.
Again, Argos fans, I'm sorry about butchering these names. I'm doing well to remember my own name. Klein over to Rockwolf. Rockwolf out to Shainlaub. Shainlaub out there near the three-point arc. He's not down in his normal post position. Rockwolf sending it back to the right to Rands. Almost gets picked off. Rands in heavy coverage. Floats it across to Luke Lau on the left. Back up towards the top of the key. Sometimes those are a risk, but that one looked really well controlled. Went straight to Rockwolf where it was intended.
Good fake. The Dragons are really giving them a hard time on defense there. They're not really letting up or giving them anything.
It looks like it's a zoned kind of layout, but then it goes man-to-man really quickly.
That was a very good take by Rockwolf there. You know, being the shorter man out there when everyone else is crashed to the block, it may be hard to, like, get a shot up, but he got it up there.
Top of the key to Manikowski. Over right to Osborne. We're on the left side now to Vanderweel. Back up to Ellis. Nice fake on the left.
Oh.
Goes down to the post. We're going to call a foul there on Shainlaub. That looked like it was all ball, though. I mean, I realize you got to call those over the backs, but it didn't look like any contact on that. We're going to send Ian Kindig to the line for 2. Comets now with 2 fouls on the board. First shot up and in. That looked textbook. And we've got
Mark Smith in for the Comets.
Mark Smith getting a lot of varsity floor time this year. It's good to see.
Yeah, definitely a lot more than he's usually gotten. And, you know, it's good to see a senior that hasn't got much playing time in the past stick with it all the way through.
Absolutely. Well, 2 good makes there by Kindig. Double coverage on Shainlaub on the right. Sends it across court to Rockwolf. Rockwolf in heavy man-to-man coverage.
Trouble there.
Up to the volleyball line to Lau. Lau sends it down towards the post to Rockwolf.
Oh, that was.
And he tries to send it baseline to Cam Klein, gets picked off.
Oh. There's a block there by Mark Smith. It looked like he just ran him right over there.
Yeah.
But his feet weren't set enough to be able to get a charge.
It was a good try on pulling that charge. He just wasn't planted yet when it happened, when the impact happened. Manikowski now from the top, from the elbow there on the left.
There.
Yeah, right in.
I've never understood how people do those floaters. Like, I come up and I come straight back down. They just seem to float. I don't understand. Just gravity is not in my favor.
Oh, you know, you won't remember this. It's from the 90s, but with Michael Jordan, it's the shoes. 3-point attempt there by Rockwolf off the mark. Another defensive board down to an open layup for number 35, Owen Nifong.
That one, the Comets just got out-hustled there. I mean, they had kids already down on the blocks, and we had 3 guys right here at the volleyball line.
We're struggling with rebounds already. And we talk about it every game that rebounds are a struggle. It's
and that wasn't a foul. That's off.
Oh. I didn't see his feet. I'm not sure if he was behind the line or not. Lau, though, going for either a long 2 or a short 3.
They called that for the Comets. I didn't see anyone touch that ball.
I didn't either. But they didn't call that over the back to match the one they called on Shainlaub at the other end.
I don't think the one they called on Shainlaub was necessarily an over the back. I think they might have thought he might have grabbed his arm.
Oh, that could have been. Shainlaub for 3. On the money.
You don't really see him shooting many threes now.
No, but you know, this
season
I've seen him outside a lot more. Last season he was down at the post every game.
And you know, I think that goes back to the coaching thing. I mean, a good team knows how to play every position.
Absolutely.
You know, a post
back up to the top of the key
shouldn't be a guard, but they should be able to know how to play that position.
Right. Got a 2 from up near the free throw line there for number 3, Manikowski. That's his 2nd out of 2 attempts. and both of them from up there near the elbows. Shane Laub on the right, sends it clear across to Rockwolf on the left.
Ooh,
almost dribbles it out of bounds. Nice touch and go pass there. And we're going to have a travel on that.
It honestly looked like he had a travel over here earlier. They just didn't call it.
Yeah.
Then when he went up for that one, they got him.
Comets are going to have to get these turnovers under control. They're at a 4-to-1 ratio right now against the Dragons. And a couple of those have been rebounds, and a couple of those have been floor turnovers.
The Comets did just switch their defense, though. They were in a zone earlier. So I don't know if they've been getting too many outside looks.
3-point attempt, really long, straight into the arms of Shane Laub. Manikowski not able to get that one lined up. Shane Laub sends it to Lau, who's going to bring it across midcourt. Dragons not putting a press on yet,
No.
which is a little bit surprising, just because, and this isn't to say anything bad about the Comets, but by and large, our offense struggles against a press.
Oh, 5 seconds.
Unfortunate there.
Just that man-to-man defense, they're not giving up anything. The Dragons aren't, no.
And what it is that they're not pressing under their own basket, but they're absolutely coming out into a man-to-man defense that's the same kind of pressure down under the Comets basket. Richards across the line. New face in for the Dragons.
So far, the Dragons haven't proved that they can hit it from the outside, though.
Absolutely.
Oh, free
And
layup there.
Free layup there for Braden Thompson.
We just can't get our hands on those rebounds, and that's what's going to kill us here.
Absolutely. And travel there for Mike Rands. Again, Comets struggling here with these silly turnovers early in the game. Minute 35 left in the first. Argos with a 12-5 lead. Outside, going to dribble baseline, put it up for a layup. That's number 35, Owen Nifong. Well, according to Mr. King down here, it's Nifong. Again, Dragons fans at home, I'm so sorry. I'm going to butcher names. It's kind of my trademark, that and bad stats. Over to Cam
They're really
Klein.
making those really long passes today.
They are, and I think it's due to that pressure. They're struggling to get clean, sharp, short passes. So they're having to float side to side to find an open man.
Yeah. Levi Lau just going in for the Comets. Another senior being able to see some floor time.
You can definitely tell that these guys have put in hard work in the offseason by the amount of floor time that some guys are getting that they didn't traditionally get. Lau a little off on that shot attempt. Vanderweel up at the top of the key. He's going to pass that over to Richard. Goes into the corner.
They're making it a long pass.
Shane Laub trying to reach in there, couldn't quite get the steal. Does stop the dribble, though. Braden Thompson, top of the key. He's going to send it down to the post. And we got an out of bounds there on Ian Kindig. And we've got Wyatt Brummett coming in for the Comets, and number 25, Jeremiah Riddle, coming in for the Dragons. Pressure still staying behind the volleyball line on the Comets end of the court. Lau getting some breathing room to set up his offense. Sends it over to Brummett. Top of the key to Levi Lau. Levi sends it over to the right to Shane Laub. He's going to dribble up top of the key. It's over on the left in the hands of Wyatt Brummett. Brummett dribbling back to the top of the key. Long step on that. Almost traveled. And
there's the travel.
Slid that pivot foot.
That's 3 travels for the Comets so far.
Absolutely. 8.1 seconds left here in the first quarter. 14-5 lead for the Dragons. And turnovers here. Comets at 7. Argos only at 3. Ball into the elbow.
See if they can get the
nice
points
spin
they
move.
want.
And there's number 35, Owen Nifong, with a third 2. we're gonna let Coach Davis try to get things figured out. We're gonna step away for a word from our sponsors. You're watching Comets and Dragons basketball on RTC TV4.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors. Evans Agency in Rochester, offering farm liability, farm personal property, and farm outbuilding policies, all customized to fit your insurance needs. Let Judy help you protect all of your possessions. Online at evansagencyrochester.com. First Federal Savings Bank is your local mortgage lender with 6 locations throughout North Central Indiana. Trust the professionals at First Federal Savings Bank. Online at firstfederalbanking.com. Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Teams are getting ready to take the floor to start second quarter action. Argos Dragons 16, Caston Comets 5. And honestly, it's been about shot looks. It's definitely been about accuracy. We'll talk about that some at the half. And turnovers. Comets are going to have to get these rebounds and not throw it straight out of bounds.
They pick up their dribble way too soon before they get a look. They see something, and then they pick it up to pass it, but then it's not there.
That's something that my father-in-law mentioned. We talk basketball sometimes at Sunday dinner, and he was saying, Luke Lau especially, Luke bringing the ball down the court a lot. Nice.
Oh.
And it's going to go out of bounds, and they're going to call it out on the Dragons. But Luke Lau, bringing the ball down, he's really quick to pick up his dribble, and then he's in a two-man trap and can't go anywhere with it.
That used to happen to me. Like, as a point guard, I know you, like, dribble the ball down, and then you pick it up because you see the pass there, but then it all just catches up to you. It's like when you're dribbling down, it's like in slow motion.
Right.
And then when you pick it up, everything just speeds up, and you no longer see what you were originally even thinking.
4-man coverage there on Hunter Shainlob. We've got Levi Lau putting it up, missing that too.
Number 3 stepped out of bounds there on that rebound, so making it the Comets ball. Joey Spin is in, and he's a freshman this year.
That's another thing that Coach Davis, he definitely runs this as a meritocracy. If you've been proving yourself on the JV floor, We've had several freshmen who are getting varsity floor time this season. Mike Rand's into double coverage, sends it back out to Cam Klein. Up towards the volleyball line, Hunter Shainlob with a long three and drains it. Shainlob 2 for 2 on those threes tonight.
Maybe he has a very soft shot. That's what I've noticed, though. It's very soft.
Down to the baseline, in towards the middle on the side of the paint. We're going to answer with a 3. The other end, off the mark.
The Dragons still haven't yet been able to prove themselves from the three-point line, so we've been sagging off there. It's just they're getting the ball on the inside, and most of their points is just on silly layups.
Absolutely. But you also can't gamble on leaving somebody open. Nice rebound there for Hunter Shainlob. Braden Thompson off the mark with that 3.
There's a 3.
A little too hard.
Another floater there by number 3.
That's 3 for Sam Manikowski.
I feel like the Comets are physically here and ready to play. I've noticed their game is a little slower than what they usually play it at. Their passes aren't as quick, and they're not sound when they're dribbling. It's been taken away from them quite a bit real easily.
Right. I think part of that is the amount of downtime they've had with having no school last week between weather and mechanical failures here at the school. And then having only had, I think, 1 game in the last month.
Yeah.
They're just, you can only practice so much. You and I both know in any sport, practice can only get so close to simulating. Bad pass there by Cam Klein, trying not to travel there. And Vanderweel just going coast to coast with that. And we've had a timeout, so we'll talk a little bit more about it after this word from our sponsors. Stay tuned.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors. The lawyers and staff at Peterson, Wagoner & Perkins LLP are here to provide the highest quality legal and professional service to their clients presently and for the future. See a full list of services online at peterson-wagoner.com. Woodlawn Hospital, offering state-of-the-art care for Fulton County for over 100 years. Woodlawn Hospital is the area's healthcare leader. Comprehensive care from head to toe. Online at woodlawnhospital.com. Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Just after the commercial break, we had an inbound by the Comets. Joey spin across the timeline and gets tied up there for a jump ball, turning it over to the Dragons. Over to Vanderweel on the right, or left, the right. Up to Kendig at the top of the key. Manikowski towards the right. With that floater off the mark, Dragons rebound back in for two.
Oh, the Dragons have pulled their defense up.
Yes, they're now putting
they're in
that.
a man. It's type of a man press, not quite a press though. Just urging them to turn it over now, pretty much.
Absolutely, and right there it was. Bad pass, trying to get around the defense. Manikowski for two.
He's just got that floater down there.
He does.
Every single shot right there.
He's shooting 80% from up at those at the elbows and free throw line with that floater jumper.
And he's definitely proving it tonight. And we're giving it to him because we sat back.
Long bomb pass by Shane Lobb out of bounds.
What I'm just noticing is we're playing the Dragons game. I mean, they're sagging back to let them have room as if we don't want to step up. But, like, they also haven't proved it from the three-point line. But
Right.
number three, if we sag off too much, he's just going to float it
Right.
from.
All he's got to do is get 2 feet, 3 feet inside that three-point line, and that's his zone. And we're going to get the two and draw the foul there. Foul was on number 11, Mark Smith, his second. We're going to send Owen Nifong to the line for one. These shot percentages down here on Dragon side are ridiculous.
They don't miss. And, you know, what I've noticed is we're not talking either. Usually you can hear us talking and everything.
There's that pickup. Hunter Shanelow picks it up at the volleyball line. Doesn't even make it across the timeline before he's got to pass it. Cam Klein with the short two. It's a little off the mark. Comets got that rebound, but then turned it over on a pass. And we're going to have a push here on Cam Klein. That's his second, team fifth. Just under halfway through the second quarter. And we've got two guys sitting on 2 fouls. The Dragons are doing a great job of drawing these fouls. They're frustrating the Comets.
They're speeding up their defense, but it seems that our defense is slow. I mean, usually we're right on it, we're ready, we're talking. It seems like, I mean, they're reacting, but like
right
maybe 1 second slower than everyone else.
And there was a miss and a Comets rebound. Nifong's first miss of the night. I'm just blown away by the shot percentages I'm seeing over here in the Argos side of the stat sheet. Oh, Smith almost out of bounds. Nice pass to the top of the key to Rockwolf. We get it over here to Shane Love. He's going to drive down towards the post. And they're going to call a charge on him. Shane Love's second. 3 Comets now sitting on 2 fouls. 3:02 left in the half.
With so many guys sitting on 2 fouls, you know, that can really hurt us.
Well, here's the other thing is, look at the team foul counts up there. 6-1. Next Comets foul puts the Dragons in single bonus, and Dragons have all the room to breathe that they want for the next 3 minutes.
Well, they've been playing some really clean defense. They're just good. But, I mean, I've always heard Argos is good basketball-wise in general. So,
Absolutely.
it doesn't
and
really surprise me.
We're seeing it here tonight. And we've got a travel called here on Ian Kindig. Rands into Lau. Lau starts walking before he starts dribbling. Trying to get past Richard. Sends it over to Rands on the right. Down to the post towards Shane Lau. Back out to the right to Rands for three. Just off the mark.
Levi Lau almost having that rebound.
He did bobble it over to Shane Lau. And we're going to turn it over up here on the sideline. Comets just struggling against this man-to-man coverage and really not able to answer it at the other end.
Another wide open lay. I mean,
and now it's a 21-point game. And Coach is going to try to talk to him again. We're going to step away for this word from our sponsors. You're watching RTC TV4.
At Co-Alliance, we understand the importance of community. After all, we've been farmer-owned since the 1920s. And now that we're a part of your community, we want to become your total agronomy solutions provider. Co-Alliance offers the latest in ag technology for your operation. From field scouting and fertilizers to premium seed and precision agriculture, we can help take your operation to the next level. Put the resources of your local cooperative to work. Contact Co-Alliance today.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 2 minutes left in the half here. Argos has stretched themselves out to a 21-point lead, 29-8. Getting ready to, well, I say getting ready to go into halftime. 2 minutes is a lot of time to play basketball.
I don't know why the Dragons have pulled their defense up. I mean, they're leading by so much. Usually when you start getting a larger lead, you fall back, not pull up.
And they've done the opposite. They started out with no press. I'm surprised that Cam Klein not called for a...
There's a three by Levi Lau.
Nice. 1:35 in the half. Manikowski across the line. Just taking his time. That's all they've got to do, too. At this point, they can stall as much as they want. They can draw out the defense and get their passing lanes open, get their drive lane open.
And there's a charge there for Cameron Klein.
Wow. So you can't just plant your hand on your opponent's chest and shove them, I guess?
I guess not. I don't know.
For somebody who doesn't play football, maybe Manikowski should take it up. And we've got Joey Spinn back on the floor for the Comets. He's going to send it in to Luke Lau. Lau going up against Michael Richard. Driving across the timeline, sends it to Cam Klein over in the right corner. Klein, heavy coverage there. Tries to pass it over to Shane Lau and doesn't get it. Stripped off there by Vanderweel. We're going to send it up to the volleyball line and hold it. Naifong driving down towards the top of the key. Sends it over to Vanderweel. Vanderweel going to send it back out to Naifong, and he's going to hold it. Joey Spinn coming out. That's what you've got to do. I mean, unfortunately, players sometimes will panic when they're like, we're supposed to be in this 3-2 zone, and they'll sit there and just stare at somebody holding the ball. Outside. And there's a make. Number 23, Michael Richard. First 3-point of the game for the Dragons. Luke Lau facing off against Richards. He's going to pass it down to the corner to Joey Spinn. Spinn driving baseline.
Oh, and that was out of bounds.
Tries to pass it off to Levi Lau.
I almost thought that he was just going to take it in for the layup, honestly. I mean, he was kind of wide open there. If he would have took one less dribble, he could have just shot it.
He was awful deep, though, to try to get in front. And Spinn's got some speed and he's got some ups, but I don't know that he would have been able to transition that way.
I think if he would have taken
10 seconds.
Oh.
Lots of steps there. They're going to give it to him. That's Naifong for 2. Comets fans not happy about that. Spinn, I don't think he got that shot off in time. Well, ladies and gentlemen, at the half, 34-11, Argos Dragons game right now. We're going to step away for some words from our sponsors. We'll be back with some halftime numbers. Stay tuned. You're watching RTC TV4.
This broadcast brought to you in part by these local sponsors. Nutrien Ag Solutions is the world's largest ag input retailer, offering all of your crop input needs. Stop by our location just east of downtown Fulton or give us a call anytime. Online at nutrienagsolutions.com. Enjoy the game with an ice-cold Coke. Locally owned and operated since 1907, Coca-Cola Bottling Company of Kokomo proudly supports 28 high schools in north central Indiana. Our starting lineup of brands are sure to keep you hydrated on the sidelines and at home. Coca-Cola Bottling Company of Kokomo. Please support our local sponsors. Summit Contractor Supply is the area's leading supplier of tools, parts, products, and services to commercial and industrial contractors throughout northern Indiana and southern Michigan. Offering Milwaukee Electric Tools, DeWalt Power Tools, Metabo Power Tools, and more, Summit has the blades, bits, fasteners, and anchors to get the job done right. Summit is also a factory-authorized service and repair center. Contact Summit for all of your contractor supply needs.
This is old you. And this is now you. Things change. Your insurance should too. Talk to an Indiana Farm Bureau insurance agent, and now you can stop knocking on wood.
At Co-Alliance, we understand the importance of community. After all, we've been farmer-owned since the 1920s. And now that we're a part of your community, we want to become your total agronomy solutions provider. Co-Alliance offers the latest in ag technology for your operation. From field scouting and fertilizers to premium seed and precision agriculture, we can help take your operation to the next level. Put the resources of your local cooperative to work. Contact Co-Alliance today.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors. Evans Agency in Rochester, offering farm liability, farm personal property, and farm outbuilding policies, all customized to fit your insurance needs. Let Judy help you protect all of your possessions. Online at evansagencyrochester.com. First Federal Savings Bank is your local mortgage lender with 6 locations throughout north central Indiana. Trust the professionals at First Federal Savings Bank. Online at firstfederalbanking.com. Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
Smith Farm Stores has everything you need for your home and your farm, both inside and out. We are your local Steel, Skag, and Simplicity dealer, offering a full service center with a certified technician on site. Smith Farm Stores offers a wide variety of household appliances, including top brand refrigerators, washing machines, and dryers. We are also a full-service paint center, offering on-site color matching and more. Stop by today or check us out online. Smith Farm Stores, everything you need and more.
First Federal Savings Bank has provided mortgage loans for over 50 years.
We're now offering commercial loans to support our local businesses.
We offer business loans for real estate, equipment, lines of credit, and investments. We also offer Simply Free business checking for all your banking needs.
Contact Lindy Breeden, our business lending expert, to take the worry out of your business banking.
And remember, we don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best bank.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors. The lawyers and staff at Peterson, Wagoner & Perkins LLP are here to provide the highest quality legal and professional service to their clients presently and for the future. See a full list of services online at peterson-wagoner.com. Woodlawn Hospital, offering state-of-the-art care for Fulton County for over 100 years. Woodlawn Hospital is the area's healthcare leader. Comprehensive care from head to toe. online at woodlawnhospital.com. Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
At Co-Alliance Propane, we treat our customers like neighbors because, well, that's what we are. When you trust Co-Alliance Propane as your seriously local propane provider, you're trusting a team of professionals who live, work, and watch the game from right across the county, not the country. A team that's close by and seriously dedicated to your safety and providing the best service possible. Find out more about Co-Alliance Propane's seriously local service and how you can get 50 gallons of propane free at coalliancepropane.com.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We've got some halftime numbers here for you. And Aubrey, this is, to call this a one-sided basketball game is just an understatement. Comets have been held to only 12 shots total. And shooting 3 for 7 from three-point range, almost 50%. 1 for 5. 2-point field goal range. And we've not had a shot attempt from the line at all.
Yeah. I mean, they're playing clean defense.
They are. And they're hitting their shots at the other end. They're only 1 for 4 from three-point territory. But they've shot 14 for 16 in field goal range.
Yeah, but they've definitely made up with it for field goals. And those are the shots that they've been getting the most of, too.
Oh, absolutely. We've let them drive in. Honestly, it's typically to the elbows. They don't do a lot in the paint. I mean, they've done some shots from the paint, but by and large, they're shooting from the elbows. They're shooting from the post, and especially those high posts. Those are less guarded typically because that's not someplace that a lot of teams typically shoot from.
And, I would agree with if most of them were just, like, drives. And, it's harder to stop a drive more or less. But a lot of them, I've seen a lot of passes that have been clear out on the wing, and they've just passed down to the block, and it was just a wide open layup for the person on the block. Our defense is slower. And like I said earlier, I feel like it's like we're reacting, but just 1 second slower than they are.
Absolutely. And I'm sure that's something Coach Davis, he'll join us for a post-game wrap-up, and he's probably going to mention a lot of these same things. And the other thing is turnovers. Between floor turnovers and missed rebounds, in the first half, Caston turned it over 19 times compared to only 8 times for the Dragons. Matter of fact, the Comets turned it over almost as many times in the first quarter as Argos has the entire game so far. And which is why Argos is sitting on a 23-point lead going into the third quarter.
And with 1 minute left, Comets are still not out here.
Oh, I'm glad I'm not in that locker room right now.
But hopefully they come out with the drive to play. I'm not saying they didn't have it earlier, but...
Well, and one thing I've got to say, Coach Davis, he'll call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
But he's never, from what I've seen, he's never demeaning to the guys. And not going to call out anybody in particular, but I know I've heard guys from past teams and under past coaches talk about there's coaches that would just absolutely basically call them worthless at this point, finish off whatever morale that they had, and then second half everybody'd come out with their heads down and not ready to do anything because it just feels bad, man.
Yeah.
So there's a fine line, and it's a hard place to be as a coach either. I don't envy Coach Davis for having to have that discussion either, because you've got to do just enough to get the best out of your players or your athletes without them feeling like you're demeaning them. And it's a fine line to walk.
And that's hard for coaches. I mean, you have to know how hard to push and in what ways to push.
Right, and it's not the same for every athlete. All right.
And it starts
second
off
half
with our
action.
ball, so let's see just what happens, you know.
Klein over to Lau up in the ring, and almost over and back.
He got lucky.
That was a
with the
lucky
turnover.
play. I was ready to put a tally mark in the turnovers, and all right, Lau's got to get something moving. There we go. Cross timeline to Mike Rands at the top of the key. We're going to send it over to Cam Klein, back to Luke Lau. Comets moving a little faster coming out of the locker room.
Once
Shane
again,
Lau.
we see the Dragons have changed their defense up. They're in a 1-3-1 now.
Nice spin move there by Shane Laub. He's going to put his first 2 on the board, back down at the post.
Definitely a much better start than what we've seen so far. You know, hopefully we can keep up with that drive.
Absolutely. On the other hand, we cannot just rely on Shane Laub at the post. Nice forced turnover there. Rand's just about outrunning his dribble, though. Shane Laub down at the post again. Rand's going to drive here from the right. Sends it to Shane Laub at the three-point line, up to Rockwolf at the top of the key. We're over on the left to Luke Lau. Lau in heavy coverage. He's going to send it back inside to Rands. Back out to Lau at the three-point line. Now Rands at the three-point line.
Dragons are back in their man-to-man. They've been switching it up a lot, which must be really hard for the Comets to
Absolutely.
follow.
And three-pointer just off the mark there for Lau.
Oh. He just lost the ball there.
You know, Lau has been a shooter this season, but tonight that was only his second attempt. 2 threes, and he was off the mark for both of them. Man-to-man
really,
coverage.
All the people that have been shooting normally, they just aren't taking those shots. You know, there's not much to give.
Oh, and a thrown away pass right there for the Comets.
Lau almost
that was a
having
nice steal. Wyatt Brummett back in. He's going to spell Jesse Rockwolf. And the Comets, absolutely, they've picked up the pace here.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously Coach Davis seeing the same things we were seeing up here.
Oh, that was a good
nice
dump down to
yeah,
there.
just wiped it down to Nifong. He's going to put 2 more on the board.
Again, I don't know why they've pulled it up so high because, there's a kickoff there.
And we're going to have a push called. I was afraid they were going to call that over and back, and I was like, that's not the right call. That was a foul on Lucas Vanderweel, his first. Team first foul in this half. Rands looks left, passes right. Deep into the back court to Luke Lau. Lau across the timeline, passes it to Rands over there on the left. Nice spin move, a little bit of a fake, goes up with it all the way. Can't quite hit that. And we're going to have a coast-to-coast drive here. Nifong going up, putting in 2, and...
Let's see who they call it on. Looks like Hunter Shainlaw. That'd be his 3rd.
That's unfortunate. The big man in foul trouble. Just a minute and a half gone, or 2.5 minutes. Sorry, I can count. Just 2.5 minutes gone here in the third.
You can count.
Yeah, first quarter of the second half. That's what I was going for. And Nifong there missing first layup of the game. Did they call that basket no good? They must have called that basket no good.
His layup?
Yeah.
He didn't make it.
I thought I saw it drop.
Nope. Well, I mean, outside the hoop. Oh, that should have been a foul there.
And we're going to have a push called here on Manikowski. So now the question is Argos being more handsy this quarter, or are they getting away with fewer?
I think it's a little bit of both. We've picked up our offense.
And there's a
one.
make by Cam Klein, and he'll go to the line. Number 11, Ian Kindig, his first.
I think it's because we've picked up the speed, forcing them to play harder defense.
And shot just off the mark, and we've got a defensive
Klein
board on
getting
that.
his own rebound.
Nice.
Now let's see if we can like make something happen out of this. Rand's for that.
Rand's just not quite on the mark down there for those. I don't know. It's kind of a layup.
It seems as though we've flipped positions now. Now they aren't as easily handling the ball, and now we're getting the ball in there and moving it more.
We just need the Comets to keep this up, though, for the second half. Rands.
Long pass.
Oh, and we had a collision there, and out of bounds off of Argos.
There's been a lot of those. They've recovered the ball, but their foot happens to be out of bounds. And, you know, that's kind of saving us some, too, because they could easily have a layup on the other end.
Absolutely, but that's part of being a solid ball team. We're going to have a foul called here on number 5, Vanderweel. That's his second. And they have already doubled the number of fouls they had in the entire first half. Rands over to Lau. Lau dishing it out to Klein. Klein back to Lau. Back to Klein. Plant pivot down to the post to Shane Lau, who's going to put it in. They just, again, they cannot come to where they're relying super heavily on Shane Lobb, because it doesn't take a defense very long to realize that you double and triple team the post and shut down an offense. Unfortunately, we saw that a lot with the Lady Comets this year with Jordan Klingler.
Oh.
Nice block there by Shane Lobb. Just completely shut down that layup attempt by Kindig. Up to the elbow to Wyatt Brummett. Brummett picks it up, sends it over to Rands. Rands in heavy coverage, looking for some help. He's going to lob it over to Klein.
Oh, catching that.
And Klein just outruns the ball entirely. I thought he was taking that three. Into the corner to Vanderweel. Vanderweel driving down base. Off the mark, but we've got a make there for Kindig.
He just got that rebound right out of Cameron Klein's hands. I mean, that's the problem with height versus
none.
I mean,
you drew some fouls that way in your season. You have the aggression, but when you can't get the vertical, I really feel like I remember seeing you try to break some girl's nose. Not that you were trying to break her nose. You're going for the swat. She just had so much height on you that.
I mean, but that's just what it comes down to. I mean,
now
sometimes you can get the foul there.
Just over a half of the third quarter gone. Cam Klein, Hunter Shane Love, both with 3 fouls, and Kindig nailing that free throw. With a quarter and a half left to play, 3 fouls is definitely what I would consider foul trouble. Rockwolf just gets stripped of the ball.
Off there.
And coast to coast, too hard. That was number 32, Ballenbacher.
It honestly looked like when he went up for that layup, they just kind of like flinched and closed his eyes there.
Wow.
Oh, and out of bounds on the Dragons.
Wow. See, we've had several of those double turnovers. And, you mentioned that just a few moments ago. Definitely a much faster quarter of basketball.
Yeah.
Argos still sitting on a 23-point lead. Is my math right? Yeah, my math's right. Nearly gets picked off there. Comets have to work on these passes.
They're trying to get it into Shane Lott, but, I mean, the ball isn't going there fast enough.
And Lau trying to strip that, gets called for a hatchet job. That'll be his first. And we're going to send Manikowski to the line for his first free throws of the night. First shot's good.
We have Mike Ranzin for Hunter Shanelob.
Hater. You're doing me.
Man.
Just messing up those words.
And
Names.
he's even on my own team.
I know. You know, I'm going to be honest. Sometimes I get these visiting second shots good. Manikowski for 2 there. Sometimes I get these visiting rosters, and I almost feel like somebody's trying to prank me. Ooh, trying to dish it clear across to Brummett. Brummett manages to keep a hold of it somehow. We're going to send it down in the opposite corner to Rockwolf.
Our passes are very low. I mean, they're hard to catch.
Well, I think it's
good by
wow.
Rands. That was impressive.
Rands was clear down on the out of bounds line.
He was under the basket, like behind it. He pulled up and he just came around there.
Making oddball clutch shots like that, though, is going to be what saves the Comets if indeed we're able to find salvation. We're going to draw a call foul on that. Foul's on number 22, Jesse Rockwolf. Both teams sitting on 4 fouls now. Definitely a different game this quarter between fouls and turnovers.
We're more aggressive, and it's definitely just sped up as a whole.
Absolutely. You know, Coach Davis, he talked earlier in the season about nice make there for Kindig. He talked about not letting another team dictate the speed of the game. Ball swatted away as Lau tries to pass it off, and we're going to have a Comets timeout. Okay, well, I guess I'll finish that thought when we come back for this word from our sponsors. Stay tuned.
At Co-Alliance Propane, we treat our customers like neighbors because, well, that's what we are. When you trust Co-Alliance Propane as your seriously local propane provider, you're trusting a team of professionals who live, work, and watch the game from right across the county, not the country. A team that's close by and seriously dedicated to your safety and providing the best service possible. Find out more about Co-Alliance Propane's seriously local service and how you can get 50 gallons of propane free at coalliancepropane.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're about 2/3 through this full timeout. And what I was saying right before we went to the break is that Coach Davis spoke earlier in the season. Specifically, I remember it was after the Lewis Cass game, but he's talked about it on a couple of other occasions, that the guys have let the visiting team set the tempo of the game, and that we have to make sure that we slow down and play the game at our speed. That said, tonight the first half, I think we saw a little bit too much of not letting the game be played at the speed it needed to be played. So we've come out of the locker room after the half playing a faster game, and honestly, I think it was 37. I don't remember the halftime score. I should have written it down. But Comets, I believe, have scored more this half or this quarter than the Dragons have. Ball into Cam Klein. Struggling now, getting across the timeline. Plant sends it over to Lau. Lau going to drive towards the paint. He's in triple coverage. Dishes out to Klein. We're going to send it to the corner to Shanelob for 3. And just off the mark, it hit both sides of the rim. That's his first three-point miss of the night. Vanderweel slowing it down, taking a look. He's going to send it over to Manikowski. Manikowski handing it off to Richards. Back to Vanderweel. And we're going to have a foul called here on Mike Rands.
Rands has definitely brought in the intensity into the second half. I've noticed that.
Absolutely.
When he gets up on his player, I mean, he's there. He's been trying to get the steals in there. But unfortunately, it just cost him a foul.
But that's his first of the game. With 1 minute left in the third, and that's when you're going to get your first, when you've played almost the whole game? Yeah, that's a good foul.
I'm surprised they didn't call Shanelob on a foul there.
Right.
He clearly did have his arm.
And I mean, that would be his fourth. Shanelob can afford no more fouls until the second half of the fourth quarter.
Dragons are pushing down back. This is the first time they've pushed back into a zone since the very beginning. I mean, when they first started, it was in a 2-3 zone,
but they're quick to come out like that though and snag those turnovers. And then we have Richards just going coast to coast with that. He grabs that steal and he just put it in.
I mean, I think that's part of the problem.
And then those passes getting picked off, and once again, it's a turnover into a turnover. And I'm going to say out of Argos's 7 turnovers this quarter, if my count's right, and it's not, we know it's not, but I'm going to guess that 5 of those have been swatting a pass away, and the passes are happening so fast now that they're not able to just take possession of it, and it's going out of bounds. Nice crossover there by Lau.
Oh.
Klein for 3, a little too hard. And saving it to give it away. And there's Manikowski at the buzzer. All right. Into the third here. Dragons with 50, Comets with 19. We're going to step away for this word from our sponsors. Stay tuned.
This broadcast brought to you in part by these local sponsors. Nutrien Ag Solutions is the world's largest ag input retailer, offering all of your crop input needs. Stop by our location just east of downtown Fulton or give us a call anytime. Online at nutrienagsolutions.com. Enjoy the game with an ice-cold Coke. Locally owned and operated since 1907, Coca-Cola Bottling Company of Kokomo proudly supports 28 high schools in north central Indiana. Our starting lineup of brands are sure to keep you hydrated on the sidelines and at home. Coca-Cola Bottling Company of Kokomo. Please support our local sponsors.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Comets on the floor waiting on the Dragons to start this fourth quarter. Argos with a 31-point lead. As much as I love the guys, I don't think that they're going to make up a 31-point deficit in 8 minutes when we're sub 20 for the game. That said, that third quarter, Argos in the end, I think, pulled out and won the third quarter. I won't swear to that. I don't have that quarter-by-quarter score stats. But the first half,
we started off strong in the third quarter, but it was just towards the end where we kind of
the Comets are keeping up that intensity, though. Argos is just starting to bring their intensity up to match. There's Richards for 2, off the mark. And what do we have called here?
Looks like a push.
That's
fourth.
Cam Klein now with 4, with 29 seconds gone in the fourth. We're going to send it deep into Richards. Richards over to Manikowski. Rand's trying to reach in and take it. And
I think that's another foul on Rands there.
Yep, 33. Ref says no basket. We're going to send Manikowski to the line for 2 more.
We're really picking up the fouls here.
We are,
really quickly.
But we're forcing them to pick up fouls as well.
Now that should have been over the back.
Manikowski with one of his...
And that's what they're calling it, over the back for Sam Smith there. It looks like now Coach Davis is just getting in playing time for the rest of his players.
That could be. Over to Cam Klein. Klein to the free throw line in quadruple coverage. He's going to send it out to Cade Zider. Goes up to Jake. Is that Jake Passion? That's Joey Spinn. Boy, my roster's messed up. And there's Sam Smith.
Sam Smith on the other block.
Freshman heavy on the floor out here tonight. Coach letting them get some playing time in an obviously one-sided game. Argos sending it over to the right. We're going to drive in. And off the mark. Offensive rebound on that. We're going to send it back out to the top. Nifong with a rare miss there on that drive. We're going to send it down to Vanderweel at the post. He's going to drop back and rattles around and drops. Cade Zider. He's got to watch that dribble. He's kind
of just getting past that.
He's going to send it out to Zider in the corner, up to Sam Smith, over to Joey Spinn, back to Klein. Klein tries to send it down to the post and off the mark.
There's a foul there on Shane Lobb.
And we've got a timeout called. Stay tuned after this word from our sponsors. You're watching RTC TV4.
I don't think of this as a high school weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them. And I'm learning that the best way to lead is by example.
Indiana High School Sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Had a timeout called. I think it was called to save Shane Lobb from a foul situation. I'm not sure because we don't have Shane Lobb with a foul on the board. Wyatt Brummett back in after that break. Heavy man-to-man coverage there being played against Sam Manikowski. Send it over to Nifong. Vanderweel back to Manikowski over there on the right. To Nifong here on the left. I gotta say though, Argos, I think he's still playing his starters. Nifong with another miss, but a nice follow-up by Kindig.
They've just getting every rebound.
They are dominating the rebounds.
Our rebounds.
Absolutely. Zeider sends it to Shane Lobb. Back up to Joey Spin. To Cade Zeider. Heavy coverage there being played by Nifong. Zeider tries to get it to Sam Smith, and
right there.
He just didn't have any power behind that. Manikowski tries to
There's a rebound for Comets.
Manikowski trying to go coast to coast on that, and
And there's another pickoff. We're making long passes now, and instead of just cross court to the open man, they're being forced. I feel like we're trying to rush it too much.
And we're going to have a foul there on, I think that's on Hunter Shane Lobb. Oh, that's Sam Smith. Now Kindig's 3 for 3 from the line tonight, and there's his first miss of the evening. Honestly, it almost seems like it's not complete, but the Dragons were rattled by this Comets team that came out of the locker room for the second half. Mm-hmm. They've not had the accuracy in the second half that they did in the first. They're picking up that pressure. Brummett about outruns his dribble, can't get it to a teammate. Just picked up and picked off there by Vanderweel. Vanderweel sends it down to the post to Kindig, and Kindig gets another one. You know, though, I mean, honestly, I said shot percentage, and a bad shot percentage for the Dragons in the second half is not a bad shot percentage overall. Zeider loses the dribble. He sends it out to Spin at the top of the key.
They're really trying to move it, is the thing they're trying to do. Oh.
And Rands gets his own rebound. Couldn't quite make that one either.
Oh, Sam Smith picked it.
And right
off the foot.
Well, they're trying to keep those passes low and fast so that they're not picked off. But those low and fast passes are hard to catch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're always right down by their feet, and if your hand isn't there, then they're going to zip right past you, right out of bounds.
Yeah, or they're going to bounce off your foot and right into the arms of the defense. Brummett on the left, drives to the three-point line, has nowhere to go, drives back out, picks up his dribble, and sends it to Rands by the paint. Rands for two. 3:28 left in the game. Argos 59, Caston 23. Nifong
sending it back
into
down to
Kindig.
the block.
I'm surprised he wasn't out of bounds. We've got Richards up towards the top of the key. He's going to send it over to Vanderweel. Vanderweel from the left side, off the mark. And Kindig just sits on Wyatt Brummett getting that rebound. And Comets timeout. We're going to let them talk strategy. We're going to step away for a word from our sponsors. You're watching RTC TV4.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Whoops, technical difficulties. We didn't transition there. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're probably 2/3 through a full timeout. Cheerleaders out there on the floor performing for the home crowd. Honestly, not a bad home crowd for a Tuesday night game against a team that, honestly, Argos is a basketball team.
Yes.
We know that. And so home crowd really out to support the Comets, which is good to see. Unfortunately, they didn't come out to support the Lady Comets so well, but that's another story. All right, we're on the right side over here to Rock Wolf. Levi Lau sends it over to Cam Klein. Cam Klein has not picked up his 5th foul. I'm really impressed with that. Back to Rock Wolf. We're going to send it to Levi Lau over here on the right side. He's going to dish it to his brother, clear in the left corner. We got Cam Klein up at the free throw line to Rock Wolf. Rock Wolf going to drive baseline. Nice fake, and he puts it in for 2. That's only his 3rd shot attempt of the evening. Comets now full court pressure, man-to-man.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't tried
nearly forcing a
pressuring
turnover.
the ball some more. I mean, that was the first press we've seen like the entire
Right,
game.
neither team has put on super strong inbounds pressure. Kindig for 2 more. And we're going to have another line change here. Just under 2 minutes left in the game. We've got Micah Colvin, Joey Spinn, Sam Smith, and Kane Zeider coming in for the Comets.
Full timeout charge to Argos.
And Argos has, let's see, Richards has been on the floor. 32, Bolenbacher, he's been out there. 15, Norris, he's a fresh face. 55, Thompson, he's been out there. And I'm missing one of them. That's all right. Comets now down to Sam Smith. He's going to get the make. Go to the line for the and 1 attempt. Foul was on number 55, Braden Thompson. His 2nd. But that's the thing. There's been a lot more fouls on Argos this half.
The boards
but
are a lot more evened out. Not score-wise.
Right. But they've only gotten 2 fouls per player on anybody.
Yeah.
Hope that wasn't Thompson shooting. That was Smith. Wrong side of the roster. Richards sending it over to Bolenbacher. He's going to drive and goes out of bounds. I think he was trying for a hook pass. They're going to call that out off the Comets. How's that work?
I really didn't see it go off of any of the Comets. I just saw it go off of his arm.
But we had a call like that against Argos in the first, or that went in our favor in the first half. And who are they going to call that on? There were 3 Comets around him.
Sam Smith.
23, Michael Richards at the line.
Michael Richards at the line for 2.
2 shots.
First one's a little hard, goes off the back of the rim.
It looks like now all the Comets have the dressers all in. All the JV dressers, you know, just trying to get them playing time. It's
Second
just that
shot
point
off.
in the game.
And it's a good game, I mean, because they're playing against a solid varsity team, but they're getting good quality varsity floor time. And honestly, they're making a good showing of themselves.
Yeah.
Colvin for 3 and
there
drains
it is. It's good. There's a lot of arch on that ball for that.
Under a minute left in the game. Richards over to Bolenbacher. We go down to the post and off the mark.
Joey Spinn getting that rebound.
Jeremiah Riddle with first shot of the game off the mark. Spin with a spin move.
Oh, he's about to go up for that shot. Just got blocked by number 15.
He was able to recover nicely. We've got Levi Lau. He's down under the basket. Sends it to the left to Micah Colvin.
Oh.
Joey Spinn starts running and Zyder was planning on giving him the ball. Levi Lau passing it over to Michael Richards. I'm surprised they didn't call him for a foul on that. I thought we were just going to.
14 seconds left in the score like this, I mean, it's
just. No point in calling a foul. All right, 6 seconds left. And that's the ball game, ladies and gentlemen. 33-point lead there for Argos at the final. Final score here, 63-30. We're going to take a break here. I'm going to count up some stats, and we'll have a little bit of a post-game breakdown while we wait for Coach Davis to join us. Stay tuned. This is Caston Comets Basketball on RTC TV4.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors. Evans Agency in Rochester, offering farm liability, farm personal property, and farm outbuilding policies, all customized to fit your insurance needs. Let Judy help you protect all of your possessions. Online at evansagencyrochester.com. First Federal Savings Bank is your local mortgage lender with 6 locations throughout North Central Indiana. Trust the professionals at First Federal Savings Bank. Online at firstfederalbanking.com. Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production. This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors. The lawyers and staff at Peterson, Wagoner & Perkins LLP are here to provide the highest quality legal and professional service to their clients presently and for the future. See a full list of services online at peterson-wagoner.com. Woodlawn Hospital, offering state-of-the-art care for Fulton County for over 100 years. Woodlawn Hospital is the area's healthcare leader. Comprehensive care from head to toe. Online at woodlawnhospital.com. Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
At Co-Alliance, we understand the importance of community. After all, we've been farmer-owned since the 1920s. And now that we're a part of your community, we want to become your total agronomy solutions provider. Co-Alliance offers the latest in ag technology for your operation. From field scouting and fertilizers to premium seed and precision agriculture, we can help take your operation to the next level. Put the resources of your local cooperative to work. Contact Co-Alliance today. At Co-Alliance Propane, we treat our customers like neighbors because, well, that's what we are. When you trust Co-Alliance Propane as your seriously local propane provider, you're trusting a team of professionals who live, work, and watch the game from right across the county, not the country. A team that's close by and seriously dedicated to your safety and providing the best service possible. Find out more about Co-Alliance Propane's seriously local service and how you can get 50 gallons of propane free at coalliancepropane.com.
This broadcast brought to you in part by these local sponsors. Nutrien Ag Solutions is the world's largest ag input retailer, offering all of your crop input needs. Stop by our location just east of downtown Fulton or give us a call anytime. Online at nutrienagsolutions.com. Enjoy the game with an ice-cold Coke. Locally owned and operated since 1907, Coca-Cola Bottling Company of Kokomo proudly supports 28 high schools in north central Indiana. Our starting lineup of brands are sure to keep you hydrated on the sidelines and at home. Coca-Cola Bottling Company of Kokomo. Please support our local sponsors.
I don't think of this as a high school weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them. And I'm learning that the best way to lead is by example.
Indiana High School Sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just finishing up statting the game, and Aubrey and I were talking off the air. The second half was a lot more balanced, but it was still just an absolutely one-sided basketball game. Second half stats. Comets 1 for 4 from the three-point line. Boy, I did this wrong. I'm messing myself over. 8 for 12. 8 for 12 from two-point territory. And 0 for 2 from the free throw line. And then the Dragons, 0 for 1 from three-point territory. 12 for 20? Is that right? Yeah, 12 for 20 from two-point field goal range. And that's pretty incredible because in the first half, they were 14 for 16. Their field goal percentage dropped precipitously in that second half. And I can only guess that that was due to the speed and aggressiveness of the Comets' defense.
Mm-hmm. And they started subbing people in and out a lot more in the second half than they did in the first half. And the Comets came out of the locker room and they were pushing it. They were guarding everything, not really letting them have as much. Absolutely. But then just as the game came to an end, it just kind of seemed to detract back to what we saw in the first.
But part of that was having the JV squad on the floor. And again, they held their own. Yeah, they really did well. I mean, was it obvious it was JV instead of varsity? Yeah, but not to the point that you would sometimes expect to see. And the Comets more than doubling their score in the second half. So, and that's something that we didn't quite allow the Dragons to do. Dragons, their free throw percentage really dropped. Now, we sent them to the line a lot. They were 3 for 3 in the first half. Ended up 8 for 13. So, obviously, they were 5 for 10. They only shot 50% in the second half. Excuse me. That's a huge drop to go from shooting 100% to shooting 50%. That said, Comets 15 fouls in the game, and the Dragons only 8, and but there again, 6 of those in the second half. The second half stats were just an amazing difference.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, the first half, it was kind of, the stats weren't as much. I mean, the turnovers were still great and stuff, but it was just slower, too. So there wasn't as much ball movement and as much happening.
Absolutely. And at the end of the night, Comets getting 28 field goal shots all night, where the Dragons had 36 two-pointers and then 5 threes. Turnovers. Second half stats. And fourth quarter, things were happening so fast. I know I missed a lot there. Yeah. Third quarter, though, Comets had 10, Dragons had 7. A lot closer than any other quarter in the game. And then fourth quarter, 6 and 2. So total second half turnovers, 16 for the Comets and 9 for the Dragons, versus 19 and 8 respectively in the first half. So again, second half, still the Dragons ball game. No question about it. Final score, absolutely the Dragons ball game, but a completely different Comets team, I feel like, in the second half than we saw in the first half. And quite honestly, if the Comets played second half ball the whole game, it definitely wouldn't have been the score spread that we've got in this final score. And who knows, it could have been a Comets victory.
I mean, I don't know if it'd be a Comets victory because we never got enough scoring in a consecutive run.
We struggled with percentages all night long.
Their defense really messed with us, but I think it was kind of because they switched it up so often.
They did, and no matter what they were doing, they were never afraid to come out man-to-man.
Yeah.
They'd start in a zone, and then they would be in the ball handler's face and force those turnovers, force those bad passes. And we saw that a lot tonight where, side-to-side floater passes or really trying to wrap around. And those are always low percentage passes.
And that's what I noticed happened with us a lot is we tried to get that pass to the side, but then when they would fake one way and go the other, the defense, the Dragons, they were there already. I mean, they were anticipating that.
Right, and we had several. I'm not even going to say a few. We had several situations where the passer with that fake actually faked out their own offense, and so we saw a receiver cut when the ball handler needed him to stay put, or stay put when he needed to cut. And so I don't know if some of this is just playing way too reactionary basketball as opposed to running the plays we're supposed to. Again, I don't know, and some of that we won't know until we have Coach Davis up here. Again, with a loss, Coach always spends a little bit more time in with the players than it's a quick congratulations. We've got some things we need to work on after a win. Where after a loss, it's, hey, we need to talk about some of these things while they're fresh in our mind, and we're going to talk about them again the next few days. In the meanwhile, speaking of the next few days, we will again have a Comets game on Friday night. Aubrey, you'll be joining me up here again.
Yep.
And I think we'll have Gavin Hickle on camera work that night.
Hopefully.
Well, Gavin had told me he couldn't be here, and I missed a message from Taylor where he had told me earlier in the day that he didn't think he would be here. So that's on me. That's missing a text message is what that was. But anyway, Comets playing the North Judson Blue Jays. With them coming from a different time zone, it is a little bit later start. JV will tip off at 6:30, which obviously we will not air. So that'll put varsity start, should be at 8 o'clock Eastern. And that's hoping for a clean JV game. We have definitely seen varsity start go almost a half hour late. So if that's the case, Aubrey and I will come up with some sort of dog and pony show, and we'll have a little bit more pregame show than we usually do. Also, this weekend we will be hosting here at the Crater. We're going to be hosting the Class 1A regional. Unfortunately, we're not going to be on air for that as RTC school Pioneer Panthers have a team in the regionals this year. So their crew will be covering that. And, well, good luck to the Panthers. I mean, there comes a point in the season where you've got to start rooting for the local team even when it's not your team. Don't give me that dirty look. There's a lot of people who aren't Colts fans until the Colts are in the last few rounds of the playoffs. So same kind of concept there. I would rather see my Lady Comets or maybe no RTC schools, but no, I'm kidding. Of course, regardless of anything from what everybody's told me, Marquette Catholic is even more of a powerhouse this year than they were last year. And that was a great regional.
Very good.
If viewers at home, if you want to go back and watch just great basketball and you don't have a horse in the race, last year's regional finals was Marquette Catholic against North White. And really, it was a great game. And North White, really, they had one senior that they relied heavily on.
And we saw that this year with the girls sectional with Pioneer and North White. I mean, this season they really just struggle without her. But, I mean, they still held their own. But Marquette, I mean, I'm afraid for the teams this year because they returned. They have twin girls, the Nolans. They're super good. I mean, they're tall and
they know what to do with that basketball. That's the thing is, we've seen several times, especially in 1A basketball. We'll see somebody who's on the floor just because he or she is tall. Oh, they're tall, they can do something with it. Well, no, not necessarily.
Yeah.
I mean, it helps. It helps. They're more likely to get the tip-offs. They're more likely to be able to crash the boards. But by the same token, they've got to know what to do with the ball. Yeah. They've got to be able to catch it. They've got to be able to dribble. And if everything's not there, tall by itself, well, tall ain't all.
Yeah.
But when somebody is tall and knows what to do with the basketball, like the Nolan twins, they are a force to be reckoned with. I would dare say they're a force of nature on the hardwood. I'm actually excited to watch girls regional basketball on Saturday.
I'll definitely be here. I mean, just regional, it's crazy to watch sectionals, but in like the regular season. But watching the regional, it's just a whole new level. I mean,
yeah, and it's crazy to think. Now, 1A, that's a big spread, and we're at the small end of that spectrum.
Yeah.
And some of these schools are at the larger end of that spectrum. But just to know that these are schools in our own size division that can bring that kind of talent to the floor.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Of course, a lot of them get known for basketball, and then you start having, with open enrollment, you start having folks transfer for basketball. Well, we've got Coach Davis coming up, so Aubrey, we'll talk to you again in a minute, and we've got Coach Davis putting on the headset now. Coach, welcome to the table, and first of all, my condolences, but I've got to say, I don't know what you said in the locker room at halftime. There's a chance I don't want to know what you said because we couldn't televise part of it, but that was a different team that came out of the locker room in the second half, and I wonder what it would have looked like if the guys would have come out playing with that intensity from the very first buzzer. But Coach's eye on this game.
Yeah, I think you said it very well there. We first half we didn't get much out of it, and Argos didn't get much out of it in terms of them getting better either. But I thought in the second half our effort was much better. You just have to compete. Argos is a heck of a basketball team. They're a really good team, and they're a team that could spend a couple weekends in the state tournament too. And we told them before the game, this is a great team to play against because if you take 1/10 of a second off, they're going to expose you. And they just did a great job of that. They attacked us from start to finish, but I am proud of the way that the guys came out in the second half. They definitely worked harder. They played with a little bit of desperation, which is what you need sometimes. And if we can play like that, not only in games in terms of effort level, obviously we want to clean some things up, but in terms of effort level, if we can practice that way consistently over the next month and play that way, the results are going to come. Winning takes care of itself. But I was encouraged by the effort in the second half.
Yeah, and winning takes care of itself. That's such a good saying because you've got to have the right attitude and you've got to put the right work in. The second half, again, Argos owned the game. There's no question about it. I wish I could mince words. I wish I could sweeten that. But to see them go turnovers-wise, with turnover numbers, especially there in the third quarter, we're only off by about 3 versus usually double both the first 2 quarters. Do you think that was them reacting to – they didn't know what to do with the intensity that we came out of the locker room with is what I'd guess?
Well, I think they played against a different team in the second half. Obviously, it's tough to sustain the same level of focus for 32 minutes. And, we forced a couple turnovers, but I thought, midway through the third quarter they had kind of adjusted to that. And it seemed like they went on the attack again. And when we're putting more pressure on them, we have to do a better job of still maintaining our help and being able to help on drives when we're up and putting more pressure on them. So, that's another thing that we need to clean up a little bit is our help off the ball.
Right, and I don't know what Argos's last month has looked like. I know that we've only had, was it 1 game before tonight or 2 games in the last month? And then we had last week where we had weather working against us, so that couldn't have helped you guys. And then there at the beginning, I know we've talked up here at the table on a couple of occasions about making sure we're playing the game at our speed. Was part of the first half the guys trying to play at a speed that just didn't work tonight, or?
Well, I think in order to play that kind of speed, you have to take care of the basketball. And when they forced us into some turnovers, obviously that speeds up the game a little bit. Mm-hmm. And if we're not moving very well in our gaps and on the help side, then obviously that's going to give them some quicker scoring opportunities that we would want to allow. So in order to do that, we really have to own our space on both ends of the floor, and that's something we have to do a better job of if we want to keep games at our pace.
Well, absolutely. All right, Coach. Well, I thank you for coming up and joining me again. I know that the post-game breakdown after a game like this aren't the most fun. I do appreciate that you take time out for us here at RTC every game, and we look forward to seeing you play Friday. So I hope you get a couple of quality practices in, and as always, thank you for joining.
Appreciate it. Thank you for the coverage.
And ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up tonight's coverage at Caston Comets playing host to the Argos Dragons. Again, final score, Argos 63, Caston 30. I am Blair Zimmerman. I was joined here at the table by Aubrey Degg. Thank you for joining me, Aubrey. And we had Allie Weezy on the camera coming in clutch, but she's had to step away. So until next time, which is Friday, this is RTC TV4.